my name is Sylvia, and I am a QHHT practitioner. What is QHHT? QHHT is Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, and it is a past life regression type of hypnosis developed by the late, great Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon, her husband was in the military, and his job was to hypnotize soldiers to go back into war. And one day he got the wife of a very important superior come in, and she wanted to be hypnotized to lose weight. And he tasked Dolores with that job. And Dolores hypnotized her to lose weight. And in the hypnosis session, she accidentally took her into past lives. And this kept happening every time she would work with her. And she discovered that she could do this. And she started documenting what the woman would say under hypnosis. She started asking her things, questions, and the woman would answer. And she realized that she was prophesizing events. She was predicting events. And she even predicted a severe accident that Dolores's husband would be in. And later on, it proved to be correct. He was in a head-on motor vehicle collision, and he became a paraplegic, forcing Dolores to further develop QHHT and to earn a living. And this was in the late 60s. And she did so and supported herself and her children with QHHT along with the husband. And now it's a worldwide hypnosis technique. And I am a QHHT practitioner. Now, QHHT focuses on visualization. That's the key part of the brain we want to access in a QHHT session. Our goal is to achieve the theta level of hypnosis, where the subconscious mind can take root and receive new instruction. So a reason to get a QHHT session is to reprogram your subconscious mind. Also, to get clarity and answers to your questions. You can ask questions. I typically have people write 20 questions of things that they want answered, with the most important prioritized at the top. That way I make sure that those are answered first. And we do a review before we have the session, where I review your questions. Sometimes people ask the same thing over and over in different ways. So I help you to come up to word them differently, and perhaps ask something else in place of that question if you've already asked it, and to find the best way to ask. In my experience asking questions of the subconscious mind, it's like talking to a child, and I have to word things a certain way to get the maximum information from the hypnosis session. So I help you come up with questions. If you can't think of 20, I can help you think of 20. That's no problem. That's what I'm here for. I can help you before we begin. And during the session, we want to focus on visualization. It's a lot of visualization to get us there, and a lot of relaxing. I've had sessions myself, and it basically, you're still conscious, you're still awake, and you can, but you're being guided by my voice. My voice becomes very important during your session. And I myself, having had many QHHT sessions, you think that your mind tricks you into, oh, I'm awake, like I'm not hypnotized, but you feel like you're glued to the bed. Like you think you can get up, but you can't. And you're really being guided by the practitioner. And it's so fascinating how you think that you're conscious and that you can move and get up. And I mean, you can, but there's this level of hypnosis that is at play where you're pretty deep, and you are being completely guided by the practitioner's voice, and the practitioner's voice becomes your guide, your ally. And that's why I like to review your questions before we have the session. That way I'm very clear on what you want to know. And depending on what the higher self says, I know how to guide the information. I know how to guide the conversation so that I get to the bottom of what you want to know. And so we focus a lot on visualization. We are hypnotized every day anyway, without even realizing it. I mean, when you first wake up, that moment where you're first waking up, you're in the theta state. When you're falling asleep at night, you're in the theta state. When you're driving your car to work and you don't even know how you got there. And I mean, you're being hypnotized all the time when you're watching TV, when you're in a meeting and your mind goes blank, when you're just, you know, daydreaming, that's hypnosis. You're being hypnotized, not to mention with all the messages you're receiving from TV, from the radio, from people speaking at the store. Like, that is a level of hypnosis. And why not do it consciously to get what you want and to get clarity on your life? And now part of the QHHT session is past life regression. Some people do go into past lives. Other people go directly to the other side. Some people go to a galactic council. Some people go to God. Some people go to angels. So every session is completely different. It's completely unique. And that's what makes it so exciting and fun for me, because I never know what's going to happen. And I find it fascinating. Anybody can be hypnotized. I have hypnotized lots of kids, teenagers, people from all over the world, really. And it's so exciting because everybody's completely different. And what I find fascinating is when people start to say the same things, like when you ask the big existential questions, the broader questions, and people repeat themselves in different sessions. That is so fascinating to me, because it's proof that we're connecting to the same place, to the source energy that we're all connected to. And that is so fun for me to get to bear witness and see the continuity in the information. And we can do this in person. I can do it online. I can record it for you. You can record it. You can just record your audio, or we can do video and I can just record your video. I do ask clients to think of 20 questions of the things they want to know in order of priority, the most important first. I review the questions with you, and that way I can ask in the best way perfect for you. And you can voice what you're having issues with, what you need clarity on, what you would like healing help with. And I mean, there's so much you can access during a QHHT session. Now, there are multi-layered benefits to having a QHHT session. A door, so to speak, is opened when, as soon as you book your session, immediately your team comes to me. I am a psychic clairvoyant, so I do see them when they come to me. And it's already being prepared. I call it psychic surgery. Basically, they prepare you and I start getting prepared for whatever you're going to need from me. So basically, it's a code exchange. I'm giving you certain codes that you're needing from me during the session. So you're getting your questions answered, you're experiencing past lives, or you're going directly to your team, galactic council, angels, God, different things. I have had many sessions where deceased loved ones show up and they give messages. I've even had my own deceased loved ones pop up in other people's sessions and give me messages. And it's so interesting because you never know what's going to happen. And so a door gets opened as soon as you book, and they start working, and you might even be aware of this. Some people report, having dreams with loved ones, or their grandma coming forward and telling them about the session and telling them about me. And it's just so fascinating how that happens. Or I tell the client, hey, did your dad pass away? Because he came to me and before you had your session, and I'll tell them what starts happening. So a door gets open. It's kind of like you're giving the universe permission that you're open and that you're ready for this type of information. I can't guarantee that will happen all the time in your session. Like I said, every session is completely unique to the individual. It's tailor-made for the individual. So you're getting codes, you open that door, because they continue working on you long after we have our session. That's basically like the story or the excuse for them to do the upgrades, the updates, the whatever it is that you need specifically for that to come through. We're opening that realm. We're opening access. We're unlocking doors, giving permission, and your permission is basically having the session, and that opens up the gateway for that to come in. Now the energy begins flowing between us as soon as you book, and even all the way up until the session. During the session, we're exchanging codes. It's a form of psychic surgery. That's the best way I can describe it, of what's happening, where you're receiving multidimensional upgrades, updates, codes, whatever it is that you need specifically. Basically, your time in that shared space, in that session, in that energy, because I can feel it. As soon as we connect and we're having the session, the energy is immediately flowing through me, and I get really hot. I start sweating a lot during the sessions, and that to me is an indicator of channeling. So I know I'm channeling. And sometimes, a lot of times, I can see what the client sees in their session, what they're describing. I see it first and then they say it. And I think that's so exciting. I love when that happens, because it's like I'm in there with you and we're both seeing the same thing. And so it's a beautiful shared experience where we're both exchanging healing energies and information. And in that energy, we can ask for a lot of things, whatever it is that you specifically need for you. Like I said, you can get answers to your questions. You can ask about anything. You can ask about anyone. Nothing's off the table. I have had, though, sometimes in sessions, they'll say that you can't know that yet, or they'll say it's not time yet. We will let them know later. And then they'll tell you privately in a dream, in some kind of synchronistic way, it'll be shown to you later and not necessarily there, but we've submitted the order in the session. So you will get it, but maybe it's not time yet because certain things have to unfold first for you to get that information. And so I have had that happen several times. So basically the aim for a QHHT session is really to achieve clarity and healing. And it opens you up to receive access to quantum energy that you typically would not receive. So it's multi-layered, multifaceted, and completely different for every person. Every person's experience will be completely different. And like I said, I've had kids do sessions. My own kids have done sessions as little as 10 years old. And my daughter's friends love to get sessions. She's a teenager. So I find it fascinating, the things that kids say, because it's big concepts, but worded in a way that a child would word it. And I find that really interesting. Lots of prophesizing, lots of predicting comes through during sessions. And I'm so excited by every session. So I hope that answered your questions. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I would be happy to answer your questions. And I hope to see you in your own QHHT session. Bye.